everybody doing? I know actually folks are here to ride the water taxi, not listen to us talk about the taxi. But we're going to take a minute. My name is Michelle Allison, and I am the general manager here at King County Metro. And I just want to take a moment. We are a mobility agency that provides bus, train, and water taxi service. And we are delighted to be here today. We love nothing more than launching more service. That is what we live for. That's what our staff work really hard for. And so we appreciate the partnership that got us here today. We are delighted to be here to have additional service for Vashon Island. A little point of privilege too, I started at the county as an intern, always take an internship. And my first assignment was to work for the water taxi. And I have just this little soft spot here right now for what's happening today because I've spent hours and hours listening to the very real and very compelling comments and experiences from folks who live on Vashon about their mobility services and in many cases lack thereof. And so this to me feels like a moment where we're going to make good on some of those discussions in that school cafeteria that we had so many years ago. So I'm just delighted and really honored and know we're going to keep doing more. So thank you for your advocacy, Vashon. It was really meaningful. I appreciate it. So we are just days away from the start of service that will expand transit options across our region. We're going to make it easier for Vashon residents to come to Seattle. I don't have to tell a single one of you that it's not always easy to live on the island. As unique and rewarding as it is, there are trade-offs, and transit and transportation options certainly can be one. Vashon residents depend on both Washington State ferries and the King County Water Taxi for transportation off the island. And they have long been looking for service beyond the traditional commuting hours. I mean, frankly, sometimes life happens after 9 o'clock in the morning or before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? So we are delighted to be able to meet that call. As a region, we need to adapt and to support our riders with an all-day network. That's across all modes, including the water taxi. I especially want to thank those of you who made this special trip today, and I look forward to taking advantage of the new midday trip with you and starting July 1st. I'm sure your businesses are also looking forward to customers having an easier time to come visit you as well. I also want to take a minute and just appreciate the very special partnership that it took for us to be here today. Nothing happens in our system without a whole lot of other people supporting this work. And today I want to specifically appreciate Councilmember Mosqueda, Representative Alvarado, and Washington State Ferries for all your support. The advocacy of all of us working together toward a common aim made this service possible in a timeline that I, as a government agency professional, really appreciate. We turned around this service to meet the needs that are present, and we look forward to continuing to do that. And I know the partnership standing behind me is really eager to find additional ways to expand this service. So I want to bring to the mic one of those partners, someone who is very familiar with the water taxi. She's been involved with supporting the expansion of the system, and she is probably already mapping out a day trip to Vashon. Deputy King County Executive, Shannon Braddock.
Yay! Woo! I am actually really happy that I got to step in today on behalf of the executive. I'm Deputy County Executive Shannon Braddock, and I also just have to acknowledge the full circle moment that when General Manager Allison was doing her initial work on the water taxi, I too worked in Councilmember McDermott's office, and water taxi was indeed her passion. So she really is here for all of you. I think it's fantastic that Metro is going to get their service matching this midday water taxi service. I have already worked on planning a day trip with our colleagues back here. And as a water taxi commuter from West Seattle, I know how meaningful it is. It's a big deal. So what a thrill. I think my focus really is going to be, as Michelle mentioned, on our partners, in particular, my state representative and my King County Council member, State Representative Alvarado and Councilmember Mosqueda. Seems like Councilmember Mosqueda was just elected, and then she began meeting with the representatives of the chambers and the Islanders for Ferry Action, and look where we are already. So great. And none of it could have happened without the work of State Representative Alvarado. She ensured funding for us in the legislature to expand this really critical water taxi service as part of the transportation budget that then was approved by Governor Inslee. So just amazing work all around from this partnership. And I really want to credit King County Metro and our Marine Division. They really, yes, they had a short window to hire and to develop for this program and plan to ensure that the service would be available this summer. And here we are, and on July 1st, it's official. So fantastic. So spread the word, please, to your friends, your family from all over the region. What an awesome opportunity is to check out this part of King County. And now I will welcome Councilmember Mosqueda. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Exec Shannon Braddock. Let's give it up for King County Executive Dow Constantine and his entire team who have helped been leading on this effort for a long time. Let's give it up for the residents of Vashon Island who are here with us today, who've been advocating for this for a long time. And really another special thank you to Metro's General Manager, Allison, for all of the work that her team has done. It is very rare, as Representative Alvarado noted, to see policy turned into action so quickly. And here we are prior to when the fiscal year goes into effect, celebrating that on day one, this water taxi will be available. Thank you, Representative Alvarado. Thank you to Metro. Thanks for all of your leadership. I don't have to tell any of the residents here from Vashon Island the realities of living ferry dependent. Having access to a reliable ferry makes sure that people can get to school, to work, to medical appointments, to make the economy run, and to make sure that people have self-determination. Ferries provide critical services to access on First Hill or Pill Hill to make sure people can get access to their medical appointments. They connect people to family here and community, and they make sure that Vashon Island is part of King County. We are here today to connect you, Vashon residents, to King County and all of the services that are available in this community, because this mainland is your home as well. We connect you now with the water taxi services to make sure that you have access to health care, to school, that small businesses on Vashon Island have access to workers who so desperately want to work out there as well. There's two main things that I hear about when I visit our friends on Vashon Island. And that is, number one, the need for reliable ferry services so that they can get to health care, and the need for available ferry services so that economic stability is possible. I heard a heartbreaking story from folks who live on Vashon Island about a woman who was waiting for her cancer treatment and was so worried that she might not make the ferry. She spent the night in her car at the ferry terminal to ensure she had a spot. That is a human rights issue, to be able to access health care. And now I want folks to be able to take the water taxi and soon, one day, have a shuttle that picks you up and takes you to your health care appointment. I've heard stories from small businesses who are on Vashon Island who want workers to be able to live there. And as we work on creating more housing, we need to increase access to transportation for workers to get to the island. One small business owner told me, on days where the sidewalks are full of tourists, small business shops might be closed because they don't have the workforce to keep those doors open. Well, now with more reliable ferry services from the water taxi, more workers can get back and forth to their place of employment, and then maybe back here to the mainland where they're living here or able to get access to childcare. This is an economic stabilizer. This is a healthcare access stabilizer. This is actually about how we create more opportunity for all. I'm thrilled to be here in partnership with you, and I just want to thank again Metro, King County Executive, our representative from the 34th Legislative District, Representative Emily Alvarado. And again, this work would not be possible without all of you who have fought for this to be possible for so long. Many members are part of the Puget Sound Regional Council who made this a priority this legislative session, but really at the helm on the island is the Vashon Islanders for Ferry Action. Congratulations on your huge win and access today. Next, I'd like to introduce the champion, our champion in the 34th Legislative District. She is relatively new here with a huge win under her belt already. Please give it up for the 34th Legislative District Representative Emily Alvarado.
Thank you, everybody. What a joy to be here for a celebration. I'm State Representative Emily Alvarado, and I believe, like so many people believe, that Vashon deserves reliable transportation. But we know that there are significant challenges that still remain with our ferry service. We know that the cancellations, the delays, the missing sailings, that's hard for people's lives. It's a challenge for islanders. So we needed to act with urgency to bring immediate solutions, reliable transportation, and I'm really proud to have helped secure the resources at the state legislature to invest in this reliable water taxi service, more service midday for people to access Seattle, to come here for medical appointments, for services, for work, for shopping and enjoying Seattle. I really want to thank Executive Constantine and Councilmember Mosqueda, who took resources and put it into immediate action for immediate service. That takes a lot of effort to move from resources to implementation, and I'm grateful for their leadership. I'm grateful for King County Metro, who timed different routes to make sure that we could leverage the crew that we have to keep providing access. And thank you to the incredible crew of the water taxi, who are high quality, well-trained people who run boats and save lives. Thanks for all you do. As we continue to increase transit service and have pedestrians moving, we have to make sure we have multimodal connectivity. We have to make sure that when people get off ferries, they can easily get to health services and access the services that they need. I'll continue to be an advocate and a committed servant for more service, for more transit, and for more connectivity. And thank you again, everyone, for coming here today. I have the privilege of introducing Rick Wallace from Islanders for Ferry Action, and it really is the Islanders for Ferry Action who showed up in their advocacy and with a collaborative and solutions-focused spirit to help get this done. Thank you so much, and thank you, Rick.
So the water taxi and our ferry service, for anybody that lives on the mainland, are our I-5 and Seattle Bridge. We don't get anywhere unless we cross the water. We can't do it. So the increased water taxi service is a huge, huge benefit to us because it relieves, at least a little bit, the pain of our ferry crisis. That there's some solutions down the line, but it's going to be years before we get them. Everything we do requires crossing the water. Our livelihoods, our school teachers, our healthcare workers that come to the island, they need to find a way to get across the water to the island, and we need them to be able to do that. Our fuel for our cars and trucks, our food comes over the water. Without the ferry service and the water taxi, we wouldn't be able to be a community. Vashon folks have thanked Islanders for Ferry Action for doing this, but really when they do that, they're thanking themselves. All of you Vashon folks who wrote hundreds of emails, made hundreds of calls, showed up at the community meetings, you're the people who deserve the big thanks. IFA is just a few people who asked you to step forward, and you did. And also, of course, they're thanking all of the people that are standing up here with me. The state and county folks who really made this happen. It took money, and you can't do anything without money. You wouldn't have a water taxi expansion without the money. So it's me stacking up thank yous on thank yous like everybody else has. But really, thank you. It's a great day for Vashon. And Terry Federer, the Marine Division Director.
Hey, Terry!
Thank you, Terry. Thank you.
My pleasure. Well, hello, everybody. What an exciting day for not only the community of Vashon, but also our staff. We are very excited to be able to support you. The whole entire Metro team is very excited to support this added service. So, and we look forward to having your friendly faces on board the boat. not only in the morning and not only in the afternoon, but also through the midday. So thank you very much. You know, once we had learned that this service was going to become a reality, our team, our team is incredible. They really jumped in and took off running with trying to plan this service. And with their dedication and commitment, that is really how we were able to pull this all together in such short order. At times, I like to use an analogy of the maritime industry. It's very hard to turn a tanker around really quickly, and that's sometimes how government works out as well. But in this case, we think our team did a fantastic job of making this all come together. I think one of the things that we also were able to do as we pulled this service together, once we learned the service is coming together, we also work with other divisions within Metro to make sure that the connections on the island were going to be there for everybody. So not only are we changing and modifying the service for the water taxis, but we also made some changes with our bus services as well. So we have those connections when people want to get on and off the boats. Not only our boats, but also Washington State ferries as well. I also, speaking of Washington State ferries, I do also want to thank them. They have been a very great partner in working this. Without, their support and their help, we wouldn't have been able to turn this around as quickly as we did as well. So I'd like to give them a shout out as well. We are absolutely honored, Metro and the Water Taxi Division, to be able to provide this service for you. So we look forward to doing this this year and beyond. So thank you very much for coming and joining us here for this event. What a great day today to have you here. So thank you.
Thank you again to the Marine Division crew for making it happen. We're delighted that you're going to be serving the region of Vashon with our all-day network. And to the Vashon folks, we'll see you on the boat. Thank you.